Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of The Real Movie Critics, real reviews by real fans. Don't adjust your set, ladies and gentlemen. He is back. He's not in charge, but he's back. Of course, you're talking about Mr. Lord Scuba Cabra.
What's up, baby? What's up?
And of course, as always, my brother from the same mother, the repeat movie viewer, the Psycho Nerd Podcast, the Psycho Nerd. Now, before we went live, or before I hit the record button, we were talking ahead about next year, because we have a lot of great movies that came out in 87 that are turning 40. And so there is along with the newer movies that'll be coming out next year, we're going to have a lot of really good flicks that came out in 87 that we're going to touch on that are turning 40. And there's probably a couple that are turning 30 as well that we can jump into, but that's either here or there. Today, we are going to talk about one of my favorite movies. I'm not sure if you can call it sci-fi, maybe science fantasy, maybe.
It's totally sci-fi.
Oh, yeah.
Sci-fi? Okay, fair. I mean, people think that Star Wars is sci-fi, and it's not. It's science fantasy. Sci-fi is Star Trek. We're not here to debate that. So we're going to review the movie Flash, Savior of the Universe.
You know, let's just throw it out there right off the damn bat, dude. Great fucking soundtrack.
Yes.
Great
Dude,
soundtrack.
it's Queen. Of course it's a great fucking soundtrack. And let me just say, I now see the similarities between this movie and the new Masters of the Universe movie.
Okay.
Not thematically, but soundtrack wise.
Yep.
Also, somebody from, and granted, Adam already was from Eternia, but dude, watching this, I'm like, this is Masters of the Universe. Holy shit, this is awesome.
All right. So we're going to go over some stuff here. Flash Gordon premiered December 5th, 1980, directed by Mike Hodges. And I just realized I did not get the budget opening weekend at box office, but I don't care about that right now because this movie's fucking incredible. Starring Sam J. Jones as our heroes, Flash Gordon, Max von Sydow as Ming the Merciless. What are some other movies y'all can think of him in besides this one?
Minority Report. That was I love that movie.
He was in Star Wars too for like a split second.
2 seconds, yeah.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
Judge Dredd.
Judge Dredd, yeah.
That's true.
Judge Dredd. Yeah.
So Flash Gordon grossed $3,934,000 during its North American opening weekend.
Ooh. It's low. It's kind of low.
That's why it's a cult classic. It probably took a little while to build some momentum.
Well, it's
The
funny.
soundtrack grossed $27.1 million.
It's pretty bad when the soundtrack does better than the movie does. It's
Max.
Y'all go ahead.
Max von Sydow. He was also the voice of Vigo, the Carpathian.
That's right. I forgot about that.
And you say it's not really. It was the budget of $20 million to $27 million.
Jeez.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll cover some of that in the fun facts here in a bit. We have Melody Anderson as Dale Arden. Wow. That's all I'm going to say about Dale Arden. Wow.
She was cute.
Brian Blessed as Prince Voltan. Now, I want to ask this. This dude reminded me of what the dude who played Leonidas in 300, just the way
Gerard Butler.
Yeah, he looked like Gerard Butler a lot. At least to me, he did.
Like an overweight Gerard Butler.
Yeah. But it's
funny, and I'm not saying he was overweight, but
just a bigger dude.
He's beefier, yeah.
I think it's the beard. I think definitely the beard. And Voltan is just having a good old time. He laughs at everything. He's just a happy bearded dude. And I fucking love. He's my favorite character in the movie.
He's
Harvey Birdman.
Yeah. T'Pol as Dr. Hans Zarkov, who you may also know from Fiddler on the Roof.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
In other movies, that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. Omela Muti as Princess Aura. Oh my fucking
Princess
God.
Aura. She was always my first pick.
She was slutty, and I loved her.
God, dude, those eyes and that hair. Oh my
God.
When they were whipping her, I was like, "Come to Butthead."
At least I wasn't the only one. Peter Wingard as General Clytus. And there's a fun fact about him that I have. And last but not least, pre-James Bond 007, Timothy Dalton as Prince Baron.
Yeah. That one was a shocker for me, seeing Timothy Dalton. I was like, holy shit.
Didn't he shave the mustache for the James Bond movies? Or did he keep it? I don't remember if he did. Those are like three of the worst Bond movies ever, by the way. They are horrible.
No, actually, they're not that bad. They're not that bad. I've seen them all. They're not terrible.
Well, they're not great either.
I don't think
right.
they get enough credit for what they are. So,
That's probably fair. So, Flash Gordon is a 1980 space opera superhero film directed by Mike Hodges, based on the King Features comic strip of the same name, created by Alex Raymond. The film stars Sam J. Jones in the title role, Melody Anderson, Ornella Muti, Max von Sydow, and Topol, with Timothy Dalton, Mariangela Mulatto, Brian Blessed, and Peter Wingard in supporting roles. The film follows star football quarterback of the Jets. Really? They couldn't have gotten a better fucking team? Whatever.
Shut up, Peter.
Star football quarterback Flash Gordon and his allies, Dale Arden and Hans Zarkov, as they unite the warring factions of the planet Mongo against the oppression of Ming the Merciless, who is intent on destroying Earth.
The Earth.
Yes.
I like
All
to
right.
play with things for a while.
Before annihilation. Clytus on board. What plaything do you have for me today? And that comes into play when they're trying to wipe Zarkov's memory. That comes into play later. Fun facts. All right. The whole cast was signed for multiple films, but the movie not doing well or as well as they wanted it to. The sequels never happened. That's a damn shame. That's a damn shame.
Yeah.
Even at the end, it says "the end?" ? And you're like, oh fuck, there's gonna be another one.
Then you hear Ming's laugh.
Yeah, I'm like, cool, we're gonna get another one. Nope. The Ming costume weighed over 70 pounds.
Holy shit!
And von Sydow could only stand in it for a few minutes at a time.
Poor guy.
Dino, the producer, Dino De Laurentiis, had never heard of the band Queen, which is the band that did the soundtrack. So I think that's kind of funny.
Never heard of Queen.
Yep.
Really?
Never heard of him.
What the fuck rock was he living under at the time? Damn.
I don't fucking know.
An Italian one, probably.
Yeah, you're right.
They were a big band back then.
Yep, they were.
Good Lord.
Sam Jones's hair was dyed blonde for the movie, but he was unable to wear the blue contacts because Flash does have blue eyes.
Well,
Clytus was not in the comics or the serials. He was created for the movie. I like his character.
He's a great character.
He's a great character. The original frontrunner to play Flash. Oh, I'm going to throw this to you guys. Who do you think? You already know, don't you?
No, I don't. I wonder who else they had in mind.
At that time in 1980, what big star at that time do you think was picked or was the front runner to play this role of Flash Gordon?
I would have said
I wasn't even born yet.
I don't know how big he was at the time.
He's a snake.
What?
He's a snake. The person I'm talking about.
I just said. Wait. Okay.
Kurt Russell.
I just said what? Wow. I was actually right. What the fuck, dude?
Wow.
I didn't.
No, he said Kurt Russell.
I said Kurt Russell, but I didn't know how big he was in 1980. But what the fuck?
Yeah,
dude?
Kurt Russell was the front runner to play
I
the role.
actually guessed it. Holy shit!
Here's the thing.
Major points for me.
Kurt Russell turned it down because he thought the character lacked personality.
And you know what? That is fair, dude. Like I will say, this movie focuses. You get great dialogue from the villain. You get great dialogue between the Doctor and Dale. Flash is really not a strong protagonist in this at all. Like, and even some of the lines that he said, I was just like, man, this is cheesy as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, it's awesome. It doesn't take away from the awesomeness, but I'm just like, he just wasn't. He wasn't what I thought in my mind the protagonist of this movie. Now, mind you, like I said, this was barely my second watch of this. The first time I watched it was about a month ago, maybe a little bit more than a month, but I really didn't get to pay attention to it. Like I said, with the kids running around screaming and stuff and taking care of my grandma. So it's not like I sat there and I paid attention. It was more background noise than anything. So realistically, last night was the first watch for me where I actually got to sit down and actually pay attention to the film.
That's fair.
So I just felt like, because I know from pop culture, just little things of Flash Gordon. Thank you, Ted. Thank you, Family Guy. Everywhere that throws in little Flash Gordon things.
Yeah.
But I knew nothing else of the fucking movie. But it was very enjoyable. But like I said, he just wasn't. He wasn't what a hero in a film usually is, dialogue wise.
Yeah, I got you. That makes sense.
Action wise is a different story. There's a few things he does along the way that do make, like when they first meet Zarkov and they're inside the ship and he points a gun at him, he immediately takes Gale and puts her right behind him. Like,
Yeah.
you're not going to be shooting her. No way.
Yeah.
So
a then unknown Robbie Coltrane is in this movie. He's the man that hands Flash and Dale their luggage and closes the plane door in the very beginning of the movie.
How do you like that, kids? Hagrid is in Flash Gordon. Thank you very much.
You're a wizard, Flash.
Who the fuck
You're
are
a
you?
savior, Flash.
Now, Sam Jones, due to his height, because he's 6'3", did most of his own stunts. That's fair.
I mean, there
Very
really
nice.
there wasn't a lot of
No.
like dangerous stunts going on.
That's true. Maybe the whipping, but whatever.
Well, mostly the football scene, but
yeah. And
We'll talk
finally,
about that.
the original band that was going to do the soundtrack was none other than Pink Floyd. Could you imagine?
That
if
would
they
have
did
been
that?
trippy because of all the like the background of the skies and stuff itself was already
Yep.
trippy.
It's definitely
Yeah.
a trip.
And before we get any further into this, I just want to say, watching this movie, I'm like, oh my God, this is like this movie. This is like this. And so I'm like, okay, if I could describe this movie to somebody who has never seen it before, how would I describe it to myself to get myself interested in watching it before, I watched it?
Yeah.
This movie is a mix of Return to Oz,
Yeah.
Never-Ending Story, Star Wars, and Masters of the Universe. It's all of those films put together, and it's so fucking awesome. It's
But
so
see,
awesome and
It's
cheesy.
funny. It's funny you mentioned Star Wars because Lucas is on record as saying that Flash Gordon's serials were some of the inspiration he had
Yep.
for the Star Wars movies. So yeah,
well, hell, the opening crawl from all the films is taken from Flash Gordon. I've
from
actually
the
seen the
serials
footage.
back in the 30s
Yeah.
and 40s. Yeah.
So
100%.
that's pretty cool, actually.
Psycho, you said you had some other cameos. I dropped one. Let's get the rest on your list.
Good morning, kids, and welcome to the Cameo Corner. Nice to see you. So, starting off, we got Deep Roy. That was the little servant, the little small servant character.
Yeah.
You may recognize him from Never Ending Story, one of the guys that was talking to the rock biter.
That's right.
Uh-huh. And he played all the Oompa Loompas in the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory remake so many years
You mean
ago.
that really shitty one? Yeah.
Actually,
And he was
I
probably in
rewatched
the
it.
scariest. He was in the scariest episode of fucking X-Files too.
No shit.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, that's cool. Let's see. We got Munson. Remember him in the movie? I loved his character. Thought he was funny. He was actually Porkins in A New Hope. Thank you
That's
very
where I
much.
knew him from.
Nice.
That's where
He
I knew him from. There it
Yep,
is.
he was also in the in Raiders of the Lost Ark, one of the guys that was talking to Indy about the art,
And Batman.
and Lieutenant Eckhart in Batman. Thank you very much.
Hey, Eckhart, think about the future. Boom.
Let's see. You got Mike Edmonds, Kenny Baker, and Malcolm Dixon, all from Time Bandits. They are all in
Kenny
this movie
Baker.
playing random small people.
Wow, I did not know that. That's
I told you, I did a little research, and I was like, holy shit, I have to
wow.
talk about
You
that.
know, it makes sense because they filmed it in England, so it makes sense.
See,
They would have been there.
Richard O'Brien, who played Fico, Baron's friend, the bald dude.
Yeah.
That was
Oh.
Riff Raff from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yep.
Rocky Horror.
Sure the fuck was. Yep.
We got one more. John Hollis, who played Lobot from Empire Strikes Back, coincidentally the same year that this came out. He played Clytus Observer #2, one of the dudes that had the little glasses on.
Yeah.
And he played a Kryptonian elder in Superman 2. I thank you.
Ooh.
I'm telling
Fitting
you. I
that
found
he's
some
wearing the hoodie
interesting
right
shit.
now.
See, I'm telling you. And you know
Where-
what? Honestly, this was my introduction to Max von Sydow and Timothy Dalton as a kid.
Yeah.
So there you
It
go.
really was. Now, I'm going to pose it before we get hot and heavy into the review. I just have this one question for both of y'all. And this may be one-sided, it may not be, but if you had the option of hooking up with Dale Arden or Princess Aura.
Aura.
Yeah.
I'll get those space herpes. I don't give a fuck.
Don't get me wrong. Dale is fucking
Dale's-
gorgeous as
she's a
well.
cutie.
hot.
She
She's a
is
cutie.
cute, but damn it, the princess just always, even as a
I
little
think
kid,
that
I
was
always
my
thought she was
first
gorgeous.
introduction to exotic women because she had that makeup and it made her look very exotic.
Bro,
And you know,
you would have to fight her off from trying to peg you. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, that's probably fact right there. That's probably why Baron was like lying bitch.
Yeah, she was doing everybody, but she's still gorgeous.
She's a whore. I mean, she was not afraid to talk about it. I'm a fucking whore. I like to fuck. What's wrong with that?
Whore. She's a whore. Scumbags
I love
and
that
whores
when
were great.
fucking Flash is trying to talk to Dale through telepathy, and he's like, "Oh my god, this girl's turning me on." And she's like, "What did you say?"
I would have.
What about you?
I would have caved. I would have. Yeah.
I would have fucked her straight up.
I love how he was
I would say, you think about it, Dale and Flash are not together, so to speak. That's kind of unspoken. But I do love when they're in the big room when they're doing the tributes. Fucking Aura's walking by in her little lack of clothes and her little pet, and Flash is just looking at her, and Dale's like, "Hey, remember me?" It's
you're the girl from the plane, right? Oh yeah, I thought you looked familiar.
Yeah, you were at the hotel last night, right? Oh yeah, okay. But you can't blame the dude for folding a little bit. You know what I mean?
He's a fucking football player. He's a goddamn quarterback.
Yep.
He would have folded in real life.
He's sitting in his lap grinding his junk. Come on, what guy wouldn't fold? Seriously, like put this fuck on autopilot. Let's go to the back.
Even what's her name that wore the black outfit? What was her name? General.
Yeah, I forget her name.
General Kala. Yeah, she was actually cute too in her own.
She reminded me of Jesus Christ. What's her fucking name from Superman 2?
I know who you're talking about. One of the three.
Ursa.
Yeah. Ursa, yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Hey, Ursa was fucking hot, even though she had short hair.
Cute.
She had a thing for buttons, though.
Take off all that weird looking makeup. She was actually cute in real life. She was in Return to the Living Dead Part 3. Thank you very much.
Damn. What did she play in Part 3? Oh, yeah, she fucking was. Yeah, she sure fucking was.
Yeah.
Holy shit, yeah.
Blowing your mind with those cameos, man.
That's all great here. So my question is, where do we begin with this movie? I mean, there's so many spots to start, you know?
Well, we already talked about the soundtrack, but
let's start with Zarkov, because we find out that he was a scientist for NASA. He was able to figure out that there's something that's going to happen. He went to the powers that be, and they told him he was fucking crazy, and he was fired and dishonored, for disgrace, so to speak.
Yeah.
But my question is, what scientist do you know has a fucking rocket in their fucking house? Seriously, where the fuck did that come from?
He was probably, snaking pieces here and there from fucking work and built it himself. Built it one part of
NASA. So what the hell?
And I love how he's like, I've been right all these years. He's pissed. He's so mad. But then we find out later on that Ming tells him, as he's trapped in the gurney, like, every 1,000 years I send out something to these other planets, and those that respond, I destroy them. And then Zarkov is just sitting there like, so you're saying it's my fault the Earth's being destroyed? And Ming's like, precisely. I thought you should know before I wipe your mind. I'm like, God, that's evil, bro.
That is evil.
That is evil as fuck, dude. That kind of weight that you're the reason the Earth is fucking being destroyed. You found something, and that just proves that Ming is a bitch, because planets that could be a threat to him, which obviously Earth was, because fucking Flash did what he did. We were all there. Ming's a little bitch.
Well, that's only one insight as to how much of a bastard he truly is. Later on in the film, when we find out when Aura's being tortured and whatnot, and she's like, I want to see my father. Fucking thing pops up. He has been watching the torture the whole damn time. Yeah. And he said, you want us to stop? No. It's like, son of a bitch. That's your fucking daughter, dude. The fuck?
Well, I'm going to play devil's advocate on that one, because if you're the ruler of a kingdom like that, you don't need any loose ends. I'm not defending what he did, but you're trying to keep everything in check. And if you've got a daughter in your own flesh and blood who's fucking shit up.
Yeah, but at that point too, as a dad, if your daughter comes to you, you have to also have a self-realization that, damn, maybe I am a fucking asshole.
Yeah, but Ming was never gonna admit
I know he was never
gonna admit to that.
Fuck that guy. I hated him. I did hate him.
He was a good villain.
Ring. Fucking he was a good villain. He made
me
hate
him. Such an evil bastard, for real. I love the scene when they're doing all the tributes and whatnot, and the whole thing with Flash getting this metallic looking football looking thing into his lap, and then he just starts taking him out as if he's actually playing the game. That is such a fun scene all the way through, between what's his name, tripping one of the random guards and then constantly popping him off the head.
Yeah.
That is so damn
not
funny.
Realistic though, because he was a quarterback.
Not.
He was a quarterback, so he would have.
That's true. Quarterbacks are bitches. That's true.
He would have fucking fallen every time.
Or he would have pulled a Conor McGregor and pulled his knee. So the one part of that scene that really just makes me cringe every time I see it is Flash is doing what he's doing, and then you see Dale becoming a cheerleader. go, Flash, go. And I'm just sitting there going, oh my God, this is so cringy right now. Oh, she's hot doing it, but it's like, I can't look away. It's a dumpster fire. It's fucking corny as hell, but she looks really hot doing it.
And then, of course, Zarkov had to screw the whole thing up and accidentally hit Flash right in the head and knocked him out.
That's why you don't let nerds play football. There it is. He hit him in the head. He didn't know how to throw a football.
Well, because he almost hit him a couple of times before he finally hit him in the head.
Well, that's the way you're supposed to catch the football, though. You said,
I guess so.
And I don't know. I mean, is there a particular scene, Scuba, that sticks out in your mind?
I think the scene that I don't know why I just liked it a lot is when they're trapped in the damn cage in the water. Because you actually get to see that Flash genuinely, even though he doesn't know these motherfuckers, he doesn't know them at all.
Yeah.
He's still trying to help them. He's still trying to save them. So you get to see how good natured he is.
Yeah.
Because you could just be like, oh, if you're fucking drowning, you're fucking drowning. But he's there trying to be motivational and trying to bond these people together and trying to get them to realize, look, all you gotta do is team up, take this motherfucker out. There's nothing that he possesses that you can't overpower if you do it correctly.
Yep.
You know, and so I don't know. I just like that scene. I like the setting of it as well. Like that whole what was it called, Arborea or whatever.
Yeah.
I just like that whole setting, and I know it was probably a set or whatever that they filmed it in, but I don't know, man. I liked the scenery. I liked the danger that you didn't know was there because anything could have been in that fucking water with them in the cage.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And so, I don't know. There's just something about that one scene. And while it's not like a pivotal moment in the movie, you just get to see how good natured Flash really is because they could have made him some kind of prick quarterback that, you know, which maybe could have worked a little bit better in character development as
where
far
he's an
as
asshole and he's kind of humble to become.
And then he starts becoming humbled. That I feel like that would have been great for his character. But I don't know. Something about that scene it just stuck with me.
It's funny whenever when we're on Arborea and they're in the little tree area where they're doing their ceremony and all that. I can't help but look at Prince Baron and think, oh my God, it's Robin Hood and his merry men because he's wearing Robin Hood like gear, at least from the pictures we've seen. You know, and I will say this: Gordon is fucking resilient because he's died like 4 times in this movie. Died supposedly. He escapes that big bug that puts all that hot mustard on him in the middle of the fucking jungle.
Yeah.
I love how Baron doesn't just let the creature eat him. He's like, oh, he shoots the creature just so he can kill him himself.
That's what it is. It's ego. It's fucking ego. And it's funny because the guy who was the biggest hater of Flash becomes his biggest supporter on the Hawkman's castle floating thing, whatever the fuck you want to call it, where they have their fight. Platform. They beat the crap out of each other. They're whipping each other. Freaking Baron's about to die, and Flash is like, hey, man, give me your hand. And then they have that bond, and that's where it starts. That's where the beginning of the revolt starts, is right there, because he just needed one person to join him.
Yep.
And again, Voltan is like, you know, I have a plan to do it, but, you know, Ming knows too, so I'm just kind of buying my time. You know, and it's like they say at the very beginning that it's a police state, and it's like, you know, they're just waiting for someone to come along and revolt. They just need the right person, and Zarkov's already like, dude, Flash, you're the one. You can do this. You know, he's already seeing the bigger picture, which shows you how fucking brilliant Zarkov is. You know, he's not just a scientist, he's quite intelligent and just seeing the bigger picture.
So I guess it's a good thing that he just straight up kidnaps Flash and Gale on the ship. He straight up
it's
kidnaps
funny?
their asses.
If he had Bunsen go with him, it would have been a very short movie.
Yeah, it would have been.
Movie. Yeah.
And that's hilarious too. I love that whole scene where he's like, I'm not going up in that. Well, I'm going to need someone else. Well, I can't do it by myself. You better try. And then he holds a gun. Get your toothbrush or whatever. Right, Chief. Bunsen, why are you running away? It's like the gun you're pointing at him?
Gun, maybe? Probably, you know, that could be
not helping at all. And I love that. Don't you have any spirit at all? No. The way he says no.
It is hard to believe that is Lieutenant Eckhart because of the way he sounds in Batman with that rough voice and whatnot.
Well, not just that, but he's also bigger when he plays Eckhart. You know what I mean?
That's true.
He gained a little bit of weight between, and even when he played Porkins, which I think is a fucked up name for a pilot, by the way. I mean, who the fuck named you Porkins? Well, I was a fat baby and my mom called me Porkins. Well, whatever. Okay, whatever works, bro. Whatever works. Star Killer, whatever works for you. Again, this is it didn't do that well in the box office, which surprises me, because this is on the heels of not only Star Wars, but also Star Trek.
Yeah, it's true.
There was science fiction, science fantasy, whatever you want to, space opera, whatever you want to call it. There was and even Superman to a point, because that came out in 79. This is on the heels of that. So the nerd culture was in its infancy when it came to cinema, at least the way that we know it. And I'm just surprised this movie didn't do better. It's actually a good movie. And the special effects, for the most part, hold up. It's
For the
not
most part,
horribly
I feel
bad,
like
but it's, yeah.
I
feel
think
like
the only bad special effect really is when the Hawkmen are flying.
Yeah.
Because everything else was, either done with miniatures or whatever, and even that miniature ship when it's coming through the cloud when they're fucking chasing Flash and the Hawkmen are there and they're gonna ambush it or whatever. That was done pretty fucking cool, and they could have done that very shittily.
Mm-hmm.
But even when one of the ships, I don't remember which ship it was, but was flying through Arborea. Like that, like going through the trees and shit. Like that looked really well done. The only bad special effect that I can even think of at the top of my head is anything having to do with the Hawkmen, especially there at the end when they're spelling thanks Flash. That reminded me of Birdemic fucking quality CGI there.
See, it's funny you mentioned that scene, because that, for me, that's the scene that I remember, is when they have the battle on fucking, the soundtrack just gets fucking rough and everything's going down, Flash is trying to, and the special effects that annoys me is when Voltan is fighting, he's hitting dudes, he pushes that one dude off the wing and he's like, yeah, and you see this action figure just the way it falls, and it's like, oh my God, that looks so unreal right now.
Yeah.
So
And we saw Hawkman do the same thing, and it just
we saw Hawkman, who was on fire, fucking wing was on fire, and he's just kind of, he's falling like this, like, this is how I'm falling. This is how you fall naturally in this atmosphere. No, it's not even that big of a thing, but it's just enough to go.
But you know what, man? I think that's part of the charm of the movie, though.
Yeah, agreed.
And I think that's why it has such a cult following still to this day. But I will say that if there's any movie that deserves a remake or a reboot, it's this movie. It's this franchise, because there's so much you could do with this.
There's so much story to tell. Not only that, but they did try to do a TV series back when Smallville was on television still. The guy who played the quarterback that Lana was dating, the blonde-haired guy, I forget his name. They did a Flash Gordon show. It didn't last very long, but they tried to reboot it that way. And I think if you're going to do a Flash Gordon anything, it needs to be a serial again. It needs to be a TV show. That way they can keep it going as long as they can. And Ming going out at the end of this movie, obviously he didn't go out because we heard the laugh. He's in the ring. He just was able to save himself for, fight, run away and fight another day versus dying right here where I stand.
And, and that right there in itself reminded me of Masters of the Universe.
Yep.
Evil Lyn shows up and takes Skeletor's skull, and and so there's so much that other movies have taken from this movie, and regardless of how much money this movie made at the box office, I think it's still standing strong, all these years later, and it's a great movie, man, and it's definitely one that I do not regret watching. I will watch this again.
There's a fun flub on the you talked about the fight on the ship Ajax with the Hawkmen and whatnot. There's a wonderful flub where you see one of the bad guys is sitting there with a gun. He gets shot. 2 seconds later, he reacts and falls over. I was like, oh my God, that is like so hilarious. I love that.
I think, you know what? It's like when you get hit in the dick. Like if they barely graze your dick, you're like, shit, there it is. It's a little delayed. Oh, I got shot. Oops.
Yeah, it's like he couldn't make up his mind if he wanted to be hurt or not.
When I was watching this movie last night, I thought about this, and I want to know what y'all think about this. Now, we got, what the fuck's his name? Dolph Lundgren as He-Man in 87. Mm-hmm. Sam J. Jones could have played He-Man.
Yeah. 100%.
I feel like he could have played the character.
Yeah. I think that, like I said, man, this movie straight up Masters of the Universe. And I'm talking like watching this, if little kid me would have watched this, I could definitely see the similarities between He-Man and Flash Gordon, but he 100% he could have played him easily. Like, and don't get me wrong, nothing against Dolph and nothing against the movie. It's always going to hold a special place in my heart, regardless of how bad the movie really is. But yeah, 100%, man. He totally could have played him.
If he hit the gym, put on a couple of pounds, I think he would have been great for the role. And he'd already had the hair dyed for Flash Gordon They wouldn't have had to dub the dialogue because Dolph has that really thick fucking accent. So they wouldn't have had to dub it over, which is what they were going to dub his voice. And it was in his contract that they'd not do it. So that's why we get that thick accent He-Man that we got. Yeah. And again, don't think in nostalgia plays a big factor in these movies too. I'm not saying Flash Gordon's a horrible movie. I'm not saying that Master of the Universe is a good movie. What I'm saying is that nostalgia, and we talked about this on Legend of Billie Jean. Psycho and I fucking love this movie. And Scuba was like, yeah, I think nostalgia has blinded you to how would you explain this movie to somebody? And it's like, shit, how would you explain this movie to somebody? It's like a Bonnie and Clyde type of movie, but not really, because there's no Bonnie and there's no Clyde. And the fact that it was filmed here in our hometown, it definitely has that nostalgia feel to it for us. And when we watch it, oh, I remember going there. But at the end of the day, though, you realize that Billie Jean's kind of a bitch. She's kind of a bully in a way. I'm not saying she's a full-on bully, but just the way she is with people sometimes. And that's the same with this movie. Flash Gordon should have done better. And I know Scuba hasn't seen Supergirl yet. I feel Supergirl should have done better. We saw this last year with Superman. Great fucking movie. When it went to streaming, it did phenomenal. And I'm like, really? Spend the money and go watch in the theaters. And
I say,
but you know what? A lot
of
that though it's not really people's fault, man, because going to the movie, it's an experience. It's great. People, I love going to the movies when I can go.
Yeah.
Because it gets me out of the house. It's expensive, dude. It's expensive. Mel and I, by ourselves, when it's just us, we spend, whatever we spend on tickets plus another $30, $40 on snacks. Imagine having to take a whole family, and so
get the season pass, bro.
No. And I have it.
So do I.
But a lot of people would rather wait to watch it in the comfort of their own home. And it's understandable. But that's why just because a movie does bad at the box office doesn't necessarily mean it won't get a sequel.
That's fact, because again, Supergirl wasn't horrible. It wasn't Superman.
It wasn't horrible. It was meh. It was okay for what it was. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. It was in between for me.
I will die on this hill. Supergirl was a mental health movie. 100%. She's going through some shit. And this is in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler. She's going through some shit. She just saw everything she loved destroyed in a matter of seconds. And then she goes to another world where she finds her cousin, but he's grown up. He's an adult. He's older than her now. And she has abilities that she now has to be responsible with. That's a big fucking burden. And I understand the whole music that she's doing. You know what I mean?
She's a very lonely character.
She didn't get
she
didn't get the raised the same way that Clark
did. She was raised on Krypton for most of her life.
She has nobody. So except for Clark.
But that's pretty much all she has. And it's like she says in the trailer, my cousin sees people for the good in them. I see the truth. And again, it comes back to the upbringing. Clark was raised on a farm with two awesome and loving parents. Kara was loved. It was loved by her parents, but she lost all of it.
But what is a Kryptonian version of love? Because this version of Krypton in that universe is not one that we know anything about.
That is fair. So I do agree, though. Just because a movie doesn't do well at the box, and there are plenty of movies that didn't do well in the box office that became really good cult classics. Austin Powers, Shawshank Redemption, of course, Flash Gordon. There are plenty of movies that didn't do well in the theaters, and then when it hit video or streaming or whatever, it did phenomenally well because people were like, this movie's not that bad. Shawshank's a classic, and it bombed. It fucking bombed the theaters. And it's one of those movies that if I see it on, I'm going to watch it. I don't care where it's at. I'm fucking watching it. 100%.
Every single time. I don't care what scene it's on, the beginning, halfway, towards the end. I don't give a shit. I will sit and watch that movie every time. Yep,
it's a great flick. And the little plot twist at the end, it's very Stephen King-like when, we find out. Oh,
I've never seen it.
Spoilers. Wait, how have you never seen Shawshank, bro?
I've never seen it.
Whoa, hold on.
What?
Time out.
What the
You've
fuck,
never seen Shawshank Redemption.
I just barely watched The Green Mile for the first time a few months back.
Oh, my God.
That's the same reaction Mel had when I told her I hadn't seen it.
I get it now. The way you feel about me not seeing Lost Boys is the way I feel about you not seeing Shawshank Redemption.
That's fair.
That's fair. Okay. But again, we'll probably review those later in the year, one or the other or both.
But you also have to remember, what year did Shawshank come out?
Like 94, 95, I think.
Something like that.
If it was 95, I was at the ass end of my fucking 8th grade year.
That doesn't
watching movies like this wasn't didn't appeal to me at that time.
Well, to be fair, I didn't see Shawshank until it hit video. I didn't see it in the theaters, and I'm okay with that. It's one of those that the poster didn't really do anything for me. I was like, am I going to watch Shawshank Redemption or Major Pain?
Exactly, Major Pain. I could quote that movie
Pain.
fucking word for word. That's what I was watching at that age.
I love Major Pain. Yeah, love it.
You want sympathy from me? Look in the dictionary between shit and syphilis.
Now, I know we went all over the place with this movie, so I'm going to move on to the Rotten Tomatoes, and then we'll get into the actual
One last thing
review.
I will address about this movie,
Sure.
just since we're coming to a close, the color in this movie.
Yes.
I absolutely dig the costumes and the color. Such a beautiful movie to look at, start to finish, straight up. Just wanted to say that.
Rotten Tomatoes. All right. Now, tomato meter, critics. What do y'all think the critic percentage is for this movie? And the answer might surprise you.
55%.
Okay. Scuba Steve, what do you think?
Yeah, Mr. The Force is strong with this one.
He's looking it up right now.
He calls you a cheater
Hands are
behind
right
your
here.
back, bro.
Look. My hands are right here like this.
Hey, whoa, hey.
Man, I thought
Is my
it'd be bigger.
name Mel? No, it's not. Don't be showing me that shit. I don't want to see that. Come on,
Who's that right there, John?
I can't see. It's kind of dark.
I know who that is.
And the name is JP, sir.
No, it's a psycho nerd.
Or Psycho, yeah.
Maniac cop.
I'm going to say, what did you say, Psycho? 50s?
55.
I'm going to go 70s.
83%.
What?
So it's high.
Oh, wow.
So it's high.
Critics? Wow.
Critics. Now,
holy
that
balls.
being said, we all know what happens when the critics are high.
That means fan scores
way.
low.
So the popcorn meter, the fans, what is the score for the fans?
I'm going to say 70 on the nose.
43.
69.
Giggity.
69 is what it is.
Yeah.
So, but again, here at the Movie Critics, we don't give a fuck about Rotten Tomatoes. We want to know what we thought. Now, I didn't think about this until right before we hit record. We don't give out stars here. Fuck stars. We're not Mario. We don't give out stars. We give out things unique to this movie. Since his name is Flash, seemed only fitting, a lightning bolt. Hell, he wears a lightning bolt on a fucking shirt.
He's a quarterback. I would have gone footballs.
Nah. Ooh. You know what? I will change that. We're going to go with, what do you
Green
know?
footballs.
What do you know? They're little footballs.
Laces.
All right. Football. We're 1 out of 5 footballs. Since Lord Scuba has only seen this movie twice, and last night was the first real time he actually got to watch it, I'm giving him the floor first. What do you rate this movie?
I think you guys are going to be surprised by the score that I'm about to give it.
Oh, boy.
Probably not.
I thoroughly enjoyed this film. I loved every aspect of it. I loved the quirkiness of it. I'm giving it a 5, man.
Wow.
I enjoyed the fuck out of this movie. And it is, like I said, it's definitely one that I'm gonna watch again and again and again and again. It's got a great soundtrack. It's a fucking great plot for the movie. It's cheesy. It's campy. It's got action. It's got fucking sexy ass aura. That's the only reason I'm gonna rewatch it is for aura.
At least he's honest. Dude, what the fuck? You got a hot ass wife at home.
I know, and I'm gonna make her cosplay as Aura.
Oh, dude, no.
Baby number 3 might be on the way.
I don't think you want to do that.
Don't do that, man.
Just saying.
Honey, get the whips ready.
So Lord Scuba Cobber gives it a 5. I'm actually shocked by that. So Psycho Nerd.
Pretty cool though.
What do you give this movie?
Yeah, I don't remember a time in my life not knowing this movie. You know what I mean? Like, I know
Yep.
I watched it at a very early age to the point where I just don't have that recollection anymore. But this is a movie that, just like with him, we would watch it our entire life, love the hell out of it. It's always been a fun movie. Never get tired of watching it. Watching it last night, yeah, I do notice some of the special effects don't hold up. I didn't get a chance to really get into some of the other things. But you know what? That doesn't take it down, because even watching the original Star Wars trilogy, you can kind of see a few things here and there that, okay, it worked for then, but it doesn't look so good now, especially with all the updated transfers they keep doing. And sometimes special effects get a little bit worse over the course of time. But damn it, that does not deter my enjoyment one single iota. I debated on going 4.5, but you know what? When I woke up today, I was like, you know what? Fuck that shit, dude. Give it a 5. I fucking love this movie. Love it.
All right. Now,
my God, you sumbitch.
Now,
I know what that sound means.
I've said this before, and I'll say it again. When y'all give it high scores, I tend to bring the score down. And it disappoints, it upsets, it annoys my co-host when I do that. So with that being said, I want to tell you a little story real quick. When I logged into my computer and I was pulling up my notes and everything, I already had my score on the screen. And again, I've said this before, my score does change from the time we start to the time I give my vote, because y'all make compelling arguments about a movie. I'm like, oh shit, forgot about that. It goes up. Or fuck, I forgot about that. Yeah, it goes down. So, watching this as a kid on HBO, because we had cable growing up. We were, I think, one of the only households in our neighborhood that actually had cable back in the 80s. This is one of those when it was on HBO. We were watching it. I think we had it on VHS somewhere. I don't remember.
Hey, Mom recorded it, but I don't think we had
I didn't remember her
actual
recording it. Yeah. So,
pre-recorded copy.
that being said, I'm afraid I have some good news. I give it. What the fuck was that? What the fuck? The fuck was that?
Well,
It was Peter Griffin going, ta-da.
I also give it a 5. So across the board, yet again, we all have 5s. Now, here's something I want to add to this, is that this is one of those movies that I'd forgotten about over time. And then the movie Ted came out. What is he going to do?
Mel's trying to get into the garage and I have the light turned off, so I got to turn the light on.
Fair. The movie Ted, their obsession with the character, to the point where we see Sam J. Jones in his 60s wearing the freaking garb. And it kind of, at that point, kind of relit a fire that I forgot was there. Oh, fuck, Flash Gordon. I hadn't seen that movie in fucking ever. This is such a great fucking popcorn cheeseball movie. If they re-release it in theaters, I would get my fucking ticket. I'm sorry. There are certain movies that I will go back and watch in the theater, even though I have a copy of it here. Transformers the movie is coming out I think it's next month or September. That I will go watch in the theater again, and I will bring tissues as I'm going to cry because,
I need a popcorn bucket. I need an Aura popcorn bucket where she's laying on her stomach and you open the butt and eat the popcorn out her ass.
Wow. All right. Well, just do it with Mel.
I'm not going to eat popcorn out of her ass. I want a popcorn bucket.
No, dude, you have a hot wife at home. You were so quick to remind people that you have a hot ass wife. It's starting to
concern me how every episode you're talking about my hot ass wife.
You talk about her more than I did.
I didn't say anything. You brought it up this time.
No, you put a fucking post where she made Mexican food yesterday. Oh, my fun bag tits hot wife.
First of all, that's not what I call it. My nickname for her is Honey Bunches of Tits. Okay,
there you go.
That is my nickname for her.
Whatever.
All right.
You get my point. If I had a wife that hot, I would eat everything out of her ass. Just, I'm just
You're
saying.
fucking killing me over here,
I'm
man.
being real.
God,
I'm being 100% real. If I had a wife half as hot.
If Fanning said I should eat popcorn out of your ass.
No.
She said, what?
Shit. She's like, he can never come over ever again.
He's like, he's banned.
He is banned
from the house.
He can never come over again. No. This is a great fucking movie. I love it. It's one of those, and I hadn't watched it in a while, and it was great. And it flows fairly quickly. It's an hour and 51 minutes long, but it doesn't feel like that. It flows very, very smoothly. There's no slow parts. It's just a great fucking flick. So yeah, that's all I got to say. Any last thoughts from either one of you gentlemen before we wrap it up?
I think I got everything I wanted to say about the movie. I was gonna grab my Flash Gordon vinyl, but I forgot to grab it before the podcast. Yeah. So shame on me, but I have that shit on vinyl. That's how much I love that soundtrack.
Is it the yellow?
Which is funny.
The yellow?
The vinyl? The yellow one, yeah.
Nice.
Which is funny because this is not the only film that Queen did the soundtrack for.
No,
what's the other one they did?
Highlander.
Who Wants to Live Forever, which I love how Zoltan actually says that line during the battle. That's a nice touch because this came out like 4 years before Highlander came out.
And that's because when I play Helldivers, my buddy Gene always says that when we're diving in, and then he's like, "Who wants to live forever?" I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. And then he's always like, dive. And I'm like, what the fuck are you? Now I get it.
Now you get it. See?
Yeah.
And the actor that played Zoltan was in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Really?
He played Robin Hood's father in the beginning of the film.
Shit.
Oh, it just blew your fucking mind, huh?
That's another one I need to go back and watch again sometime soon because that's beautiful. That's such a great fucking movie.
Everything I do it for you.
Because unlike some other Robin Hoods, I can speak with an English accent. This guy's getting on my nerves. That will conclude this all-over review of Flash. Yeah, you're a little late there, Egon.
Fuck you.
Psycho Nerd, promote yo shit.
Well, on my channel, Psycho Nerd Podcast. He is actually going to be making a return very, very soon. He's coming back. He's been on hiatus. He's mostly been just over here on his channel for a while, but that's fine and dandy. You can still find my old podcast. You can either type in Psycho Nerd, the Psycho Nerd, excuse me, or you can just go to my YouTube channel, Repeat Movie Viewer, which I have actually got a couple of new videos that have just gone out. My Evil Dead Burn review is out. My take on the new Nightmare on Elm Street. Thank you very much. Excited for that. My added theater reaction for The Odyssey. And I'll tell you what, my thoughts on the Sony going digital, 90 views right now. Not too shabby.
Nice.
Not too shabby.
Very nice.
So I'm trying to be consistent here. I'm working on it. Still sitting at 40 subs, trying to get to 50, then 100, then 1,000.
Baby steps, man. Baby steps.
I know, but
steps.
one thing at a time. One thing at a time. I'll get there.
Lord Scuba Cobra, anything you want to promote, sir?
I don't got nothing going on except for fucking Gormore podcast. Every Monday, we do that shit live. You can check out old episodes on Spotify, Apple, wherever you consume your media. I'm thinking about starting a new TikTok series where I take song lyrics and I read them as if it's an actual like voice acting script. I did one for a song by Blue October called The End. I haven't posted it yet. But I want to let Mel watch it first to see what she says, and then if she's like, "Hey, I like that," then I'll post it. If she's like, "I need some work," then I'll, we'll see. But
that's fair.
So I may be doing some of that just because I really haven't been doing much with the voice acting thing right now. Kind of in a lull, but it's pretty much it. And then of course we have the PLE for Apex coming out soon. I forgot what it was called, Stars and
Bruises or something.
Stars and Scars or some shit like that.
Yeah, Stars and Scars. That's what it was.
Yeah, so that is pretty much it. Oh, I would also like to throw out that my wife, the Smiling Octopus, is starting her own podcast. It will be an audio-only podcast talking about mental health and some other things also. So she's going to record that today, and next episode I will give you guys the link for that.
Cool. Yeah.
And she's really hot, so you should go watch it and give her views and stuff, listen to it. So she
Did you
is
say
really,
it was
really
audio
hot.
only?
It is.
How
But
can
you
we
can
see her
imagine
if it's audio only?
How can we see her?
Her picture will be there in the corner. It'll be there.
Okay.
Jesus.
And then you
Christ.
can all fantasize about my hot ass wife.
Hey, what I
as
do on my
Zora.
time is my business, Scuba. I mean, what?
That's fine.
No.
That's fine.
Come on, man. You know better than that. And of course, this is the Real Movie Critics, real reviews by real fans. You can find this podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify audio, and of course on YouTube under the Real Zodiac Productions page. Trying to see, is there anything else I'm supposed to promote? I don't think there is. I did all that in the wrestling show yesterday. And again, you can also, the greatest wrestling podcast you never heard of, DJ Zodiac Podcast. The next couple of weeks are going to be all live shows. We just did our review of the Saturday Night Main Event, which drops today. Where next week we're doing AEW's Redemption. And then the week after that, we are doing the 2 nights of SummerSlam. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, follow, leave us a comment, hit that bell notification. We do have new content coming out every week. And for that, that's our final word on today's movie. Whether you loved it, hated it, or you fell asleep halfway through and woke up wondering what the fuck just happened, we would love to hear your thoughts. So be sure to subscribe, follow, and leave a review wherever you get your podcast from. Until next time, keep the popcorn hot, the drinks cold, and remember, kids, the credits may be rolling, but the conversation is just getting started. We will see you at the movies.
Lights go down, the screen comes alive.